I'm Joel David Reed. I am an actor, producer, just all across the board filmmaker, and also an effects makeup artist. It's been 7 years that I've been doing it professionally, but I started theater when I was very young, so I've been doing makeup most of my life. I was also really drawn to it a lot because my dad was very, religious. He was raised Southern Baptist, so Halloween was just not a thing that I got to do. So I would usually save up my allowance and blow a lot of money on the monster kits at Walmart after Halloween and blow through them in a couple days. When I started doing makeup, my dad didn't really take to it as much. I think it's really only been the past 2 years has he ever said, oh yeah, my son's an effects makeup artist. It's always been, oh, my son's an actor. My son's an actor. I'm like, Dad, I haven't been acting in a long time, right? But for what I'm doing, I didn't go to college. I got an apprenticeship with a lab. I kind of learned the same things you would learn in a vocational school, in a makeup school. I just did it a little more hands-on. In 2012, I was working at a haunted event called Haunted Hollywood Sports. They wanted to have a maze where you can shoot the zombies. I bounced around between props and wardrobe as we were getting, to our opening date, but we had some makeup artists drop out, so I got a very dear friend of mine who now I call my sister because of this, a spot on the makeup team, and I also said, I can do it. And as reluctant as anyone was really willing to let me get on the makeup team, I guess I passed with flying colors because I came back the next year and did it. So this is another haunted event at Castle Park in Riverside, California. The haunt that we're at, we've got usually somewhere between 60 and sometimes 80 actors here. We have 6 artists, and we usually have somewhere between 2 and 3 hours to do all the makeup. There's a level of chaos that we have to deal with on a nightly basis. I'm sure you saw just how much goes on. Some of these masks, really, you just look at them and they kind of talk to you, with the nice sculpts that we have, and it's easy. Sometimes it's a lot more difficult. I love high fantasy and horror. For some paint jobs that I've done, I've actually looked in the D&D Monster Manual and drew inspiration from certain things. I might make some crazy, esoteric, dated reference out of some characters that most people won't know that I love. I try not to draw off of things that everyone's seen before. I made a friend last year while working at Knott's Berry Farm, but January of this year, she called me up and said, hey, we need someone to help on the project. And I'm like, by the way, it's DC Universe Swamp Thing series. She just told me, so you're gonna get a call from someone, and this is what we want you to do. They wanted me to pretty much individually put every leaf on the suit, and working with some of the most toxic glue in the lab. It was 5 a.m. I was exhausted. Brenda picked me up and drove me to the lab, and I'm sitting here working with people that have been in the industry for decades. And I realized, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm a man of faith. I think, yeah, this is all the things that I've done, has led me to this. And I thank God for it, because we got to make these suits and watch the screen as these things that I've been working on come alive in such a huge scale, on something that, not just that me and my friends can enjoy, but something that the whole world can see and enjoy. I've always been kind of pushing the boundaries of what I want to do on film. I started acting. I will always be an actor, I think, but also I'll probably always be a makeup artist and painter too, also prop fabrication. I really love that kind of stuff. Whether it's, in the lab or, on set, I'm always gonna do it, but I really wanna just create in every way possible. I wanted to name my company Apotheosis Makeup Effects. Apotheosis is part of the Monomyth cycle, or the Hero's Quest, or the Hero's Cycle from David Campbell's writing. Apotheosis is where after the hero goes into the darkest part of the story and arises. This was my second chance in film. I used to be a solid actor, and that's all I wanted to do, but I lost touch with that scene because of family hardship that happens, and this was my second chance, my rebirth, my rising from the ashes. So even though I know I'm probably gonna end up changing it eventually, but Apotheosis is what this is for me. It's my second chance on film. From feast to famine, they say that in the industry. It's seriously true. And, you know, I thank God I never lost the apartment. I thank God that, you know, I mean, you know, I'm still fed, lights are still on, you know, but it can be really difficult. It can be really difficult, that hustle to find the next job, that, you know, to scrounge up. I've had times when I know, like, I need to get this job, but I don't even have money to get gas to get there. And it can be a little embarrassing. Times like that, it gets really difficult because the arguments pop up with your loved ones. Is this what you really want to do? There's so many other things you could be doing. But it's kind of one of those, it's in your soul, you know? We are, we are intrepid. We continue to go, you know? We'll just keep going if we can be brave enough to.